Hi, this is Denise Vidoc, and today I wanted to show you how to make a customized map using Google Maps. And so let's just jump right on in. I'm sure most of you have seen this type of map, which is just Google Maps, just maps.google.com. And you can search for items and you can actually save items if you want. You can just type in someplace and just hit the save button, and you can add it to favorites, want to go, or you can create your own lists here. So we'll just add this into the starred place. And if you want to start adding your own custom lists, when you hit saved, you could say new list. We're just going to create that. And it is actually saved in two different places since I saved the same spot. But when you go to look at your lists, let's look at, we're just going to hit the hamburger menu there and go to your places. And you will see that you've got the built-in maps that are the want to go, favorites, and starred places. And then when you start adding individual lists, they all look the same. There's no customization on this. So if you scroll out, you could start seeing that I've got several pins on the map, but they all look the same. So you can't tell really what they are. So what we want to do is make a customized map. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. Once you're in the saved list here, and again, you just go to your places. You've got your saved list here. Over here on the end, it says maps. And if you go here, these are your customized maps that you have made before. You can go down to the bottom and hit create map to get started. And that's going to come up and it's going to bring up your map, and it's going to have an untitled map with an untitled layer. Now, another way to do this is if you come in and you go to mymaps.google.com, you can see the maps that you have created as well, and you can hit create new map. So either way, it's going to bring you right to the same place. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give this a name, and we'll just call this Native Texans Travels. Places I've been and places I want to go. And just hit save. Now, when you start adding to a custom map, you can add up to 10 different layers. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some new layers here. So this first one we're going to click on, it just says untitled layer, but we're going to name this one, this will be campgrounds. And we'll add another layer. And we'll call this one hotspots. And let's just add one more. And this is going to be the bucket list. Okay. Now, if you notice when you click on any of these layers, you see the blue line on the left. That is going to tell you which list that you're on. So when you start adding items, it's going to go into that particular list. So let's just add some campgrounds here. We're going to, we'll just pick. We'll click on this one and it brings up an RV park, and we just click right here. It says add to map. Okay, so now we've got a list there. And let's add Texas 281. It's another one that's close. We'll add that one, and we'll add Rocky Creek. No, it's not a state park. And we'll add that one to the map. And let's do the same thing here for, let's click on hotspots, and we're going to add some places here. Murky Blues. And let's say Lukenbach. It doesn't have to be an actual place. It can be a city. Okay, we didn't get Lukenbach in there. Hold on. Okay. And let's see. Let's add stuff in our bucket list. Let's go East Lake. We'll add that one. Jamaica Beach. Harvey. Still on that one. At that one. Where else do we want to go? Let's do Wolf Creek. Cold Spring. All right. So now we've got these different points on the map. Of course, they all look the same. And we want to make sure that we can kind of differentiate between these. So let's go back to the different individual points that we have. You see the little bucket that comes up, it looks like a little paint bucket. You can click on that and you can give this a different kind of icon. And there's a few of them here that are kind of your popular icons, and you can also change the color. So, you know me, of course, we're going to make it purple. And let's just pick on more icons, and let's look for a trailer. No, there's one in here. There it is, camper. We're going to pick on that one. Okay, so now we've got a color in there. And let's do Rocky Creek. Let's change it. And we're going to, since we have used this icon, we can just use it again. We can click on it, but we're going to make it, let's see. I guess that's red. We're going to make it red because it is a Corps of Engineers park. So you can change the colors and you can change the icons. And we'll just make this one another purple one. That's a private park. Now the like the bucket list, since we have, it says individual styles. That way you can go in and you can create whatever icon you want for the individual items, but you can change this to uniform style. And then from there, you can change this. Let's just make, yeah, we'll just use that one. And we'll make this a hot pink. These are places that we want to go. Oh no, let's make it yellow so it'll stand out. Okay. Hotspots. Let's change these. This one. And we'll do it a heart. That's a favorite. This one, Cartoon Saloon. We're going to change that. It's a saloon. What do you think we're going to put here? And let's make it that color. Close enough to beer. And Lukenbach, let's change this one. Let's look for binoculars. And let's make this one brown. Do something scenic. And zoom out so you can see everything. So as you can see now, looking at our map, we can kind of look around and say, oh, hey, you know, this is a campground. This is a place to see. This is a place to, you know, go have a good beer. So you can actually start seeing just at a glance a little bit more of what you've got on your screen. So, and you can turn these different layers off and on. So if you start getting more on the screen and you just want to see where you've been, you can unclick this and turn off the bucket list so that you don't see it on there. And then you could just turn it right back on. And when you've got the uniform style on here, it says all items. But if you click on those, let's see, the down arrow, you can actually see the individual points that you have on here, as well as being able to see them on the screen. So now that we've got some points of interest here, we can add more information to these points. Like if I click on this one, it says Lukenbach, and it's got information that comes from the map. This one is going to have more information. It should have a website, and it's going to have reviews if people have left reviews, so you can see those at the same time. But there's not much else here. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add more detail to this map so that we can use it for more purposes. So this layer options, we're going to click on that, and we're going to open the data table. And then from here, you can see what was on the pinpoints. You've got the name and you've got the description. So we're going to click right here, and we're going to insert a column after this column, which I'm on the name column. And we could add another column here. So we're just going to call it type. And of course, this type is going to be text. And we're going to add another column after this. And we're going to say hookups. What kind of hookups does this place have? And then we're just going to leave description as the last one. So we can come in here and we can type in this. This is a private park. This one's private. This one is a COE. And hookups, let's just say full. And you get the idea. So you can type it in here in the table itself, or if you close this and you go to the individual components themselves, you can click the pencil down here that says edit, and you can click up here and water electric only. Or you could put in there, if you wanted to, you could put, 20, 30, 50, and you could put a description, whatever you could say, whatever, just say Brenda recommended it. Okay, so let's go in and let's add one more. Let's add another one. Let's add right here. Insert a column after. So we can say, okay, what site were we in here? We were in 1, 2, 3. Here, 11. Here, let's say we were in 12. So you can start getting more information here as you go. Now, once you have this information in this table format, what you can do is you can kind of select all of it here and hit your Control C, which is copy, and you can go over into Excel and you can paste it here. And for some reason, it always messes up with the number column. So I usually just take those and delete out that column. And from here, you can stretch out your description. You can change, you can change this however you want. You can, if you wanted to add costs in here as a column, you could do that. And then you could start using the sum function and you could see what your costs were. Another thing that you can do is pop it into something like OneNote. Let's go back to the table again. Copy that. And we're going to go to OneNote and I'm going to paste it in here. That's Control V. And here's a couple little tricks on using OneNote. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take out those. But for some reason, when I do this, it usually takes the header row and they're not joined together. So what I do is I do Control X, which is cut. And when it comes up and my cursor is at the very beginning of the line, I just hit Control V for paste, and it puts the headers back in and everything looks good. So that's just something you can do with the info from your map if you wanted to. So let's go back to the map itself. Okay, so now that we've got items in our map, you can come in and you can add directions. You could start from here, or you can start from here at the top. We're going to add directions, and what that does is it adds another layer. So if you've got a bunch of different points on a map and you're wanting to make a route or whatever, just remember every time you add a route, it's adding another layer. So, so we're going from Skyline Ranch and we're going to go to Cartoon Saloon. And when you start typing, it's going to pull in the points that you've already added to the map. And you could put that in there. But you can add other destinations as well. Let's go to Wild Seed Farms, kind of up in that area. So you can add other points to it, and you can back out and you can see your route on the map. And then if you don't want all the different driving directions on there, all you do is just delete this layer. But let's go in here. While we've got it in here, I'll show you. You can get the step-by-step directions, how to get from where you're going. But we're going to just delete this out just to clear it out a little bit. Yes, we want to delete that. Okay. So now we've got our points. We've got different layers. We can turn them on. We can turn them off. And let's change the base map. You've got different options here. This is your basic map. You can do the satellite map. You can do a terrain. And you can do, some of these different ones. So let's put it on terrain so we can see what the hill country looks like. And we could see where the best hills are. So now we've got the base map on. I wanted to go back and on the driving directions, if you're using this to get around, and you will be able to get to these maps from your mobile device. The only thing that Google Maps does not take into account is the height and the width and the weight of your rig, whether it's an RV or a big truck or whatever. So I would definitely check your route through other apps as well. But mainly this is for getting the points on the map. So now what you can do is you can make it even more customized to you. Let's click on this Skyline Ranch here. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in, we're going to add a photo to this. So let's just go to My Photos. And let's go to, where'd it go? It's just here. Okay. Yeah, so we can pick any of these images. I'll just pick that one. And it adds an image. And you can add more to it if you want, but we're just going to save that. And if you don't want to add just a still image, you can actually add, you can add a YouTube search. I was looking for one of mine. But anyway, but you can just click on one and it will pull that right in. So you can have images and you can have multiple images, like I said, and you could kind of use them as a carousel and you can run through them. You can add to it. And once you kind of have everything built the way you want to, here, let's go ahead. We'll add a picture to this one. Lukenbach. Oops. Of course, if I know how to spell. But it knows better anyway. There, let's pick that one. Okay, so now we've got a picture of Lukenbach in here. So now that we've got everything saved in, we can click the preview button, and that's going to take us into a map. And this is what you would see if you're looking at the map, not in an edit mode. And this would also be something that if you share this out with other people, this is what they're going to see. And so they can click on this and they can see your images right here and the information that you've added. I don't know if I didn't add pictures to all of them. Anyway, so they can see. Did we not add an image? I thought we did. Let's go to Rocky Creek. Close enough. I'll just use that one. Save. Okay. All right. So now that you've got it the way that you want, you can share this out with other people. You can click on share. And you can share, anybody with this link can view it. And you can decide if you want to have people be able to search for this on the internet and just be able to find your map as well. And if that's all you want to do is share this link, you want to copy this, you just click this copy button and it says link is copied. And then you can go into a text message or Facebook Messenger or Facebook post or well, Instagram doesn't let you do links, Twitter, any of these, you can just pop that link in there and say, hey, here's the map. Or, if you're doing email with, with a friend, you can send it to that as well. But if you go into this share on Drive, you go into this. And here you can actually have more options. So let's do DVidoc. Okay, let's pick that. So now you can say, do you want this person to be able to edit or just view? So if you want to collaborate with, with a spouse or with your family or friends, you're going on a group trip with other people, you might want to let them edit and put their favorite spots on here as well. And then you could say, here's the map for next weekend. And I hit send, and it'll send the email. Oh, it's not a Google account. It has to be a Google account. Sorry about that. So yeah, anybody with a Gmail, you can send it to them. And you can also, at the same point, you can get the link here. Anyone can view, or you can change it. You can let anybody edit, and that's at your own risk. And depends on, where you put that, where you want to save it. Once you've got everything, you can share it out. You can do whatever with your map here. You can also embed this on a website. So up here at the top, all these little options here only deal with this layer, but this option up here at the top deals with this entire map. So you can take this and say embed on my site. And all it's going to do is going to pull in this little snippet with an iframe. And if you have a website that lets you edit and put in either HTML coding, or it lets you put in little snips like this, all you do is copy this, go into your editor, paste it in there, and you'll be able to see what's on your website. And just for instance, this is my website on my camping page. Here's a map that I have made with some of my camping adventures, places I want to go, my bucket list, and places, my hot spots and everything. And then from here, I have the link. If somebody wants to look at this, they can actually go to the link in full page and they can click on these and they can turn layers on and off, and they can click on this and they can see the pictures I've put in and the information and everything. So it's a good way to share with other people. It's better than just the original map with just all one color maps. So this is how you make it your own. If you have any questions, be sure and pop them into the link down below. And I appreciate you watching, and please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll get the notifications whenever I post new videos. Thank you and have a good day.